In this video, we are going to solve logarithmic equations. This one starts out very nicely for us. We have the natural log of two different terms, x squared minus 16 and 6x. Since they're both the same natural log, then we don't need the natural logs anymore. And we are able to, fortunately, just say that x squared minus 16 equals 6x, which is pretty easy relative or compared to the previous problem that we just looked at. It's not always going to be this easy. We have to check something at the end, but for now, let's move forward with this. Since I have an x squared and an x term, that tells me that I'm probably going to need to factor this or use the quadratic equation. I'm going to take the 6x and move it to the left. So we get x squared minus 6x minus 16 is equal to 0. You do have two options from here. Factoring will be quicker if it's factorable, but you can also use your quadratic formula, that negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Wouldn't really recommend that. I would prefer looking for factors of negative 16 that have a sum of negative 6. Our options are 1 and 16, 2 and 8, 4 and 4. We need some combination of negative numbers because it's a negative 16, and 2 and negative 8 check out. Now, you could do the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula will always work. Factoring will only work if the problem is factorable. But luckily for us, this problem is factorable. So my expression will become x plus 2 times x minus 8, and that will be set equal to 0. The zero product property then tells me that I can take each of those and set them equal to 0, solve them, which should not be much work. So I have two potential solutions. Now, annoyingly enough, I did say the word potential, so we can't just guarantee that these two numbers are going to work out for us. We do need to check them to make sure that they are true solutions. We need to plug them back in. So I need to go up to the original problem, and I'm going to do the natural log of negative 2 squared minus 16, forgot a number, equals the natural log of 6 times negative 2. Well, natural log of negative 2 squared, so natural log negative 2 squared would be 4. And I get 4 minus 16, 6 times negative 2, this would be negative 12, and we get the natural log of negative 12, which looks like it checks out because the left and right sides are the same. But there's a big problem here. You may remember that we cannot take a log of a negative number. So this negative 2 does not check out, or is an extraneous solution, which you might remember from a while back. So we do need to check to make sure. We don't actually need to take the natural log of the number, but if we did go to our calculator and try to take the natural log of negative 12, here it comes out to be a complex number. We have that I in there. Some calculators will just come up as an error, but this doesn't work. So negative 2 is an extraneous solution. We cannot use it. We need to do the same thing for the 8. So we're going to take the natural log of 8 squared minus 16 equals the natural log of 6 times 8. So this becomes 48. Sorry, not 48. I'm getting ahead of myself. This becomes 64 minus 16, which is 48. And this is the natural log of 48. So they are the same. That checks out. That's a terrible check mark. That checks out. So that tells me that x equals 8 is a solution. All right, for these problems, the left and the right sides should be the same in terms of whether it's logs or natural logs. So you take the inside parentheses and set them equal to one another. The thing that you will run into is at the end, you do need to check your solutions and make sure that they work out. So practice problems 5 and 6, you would try pretty much the same way. Remember, you do have the option of using the quadratic formula if you can't figure out how to factor it. It's just an option. Okay, that's it for this video.